Dan?
Coach, without looking at the film, what stood out to you tonight against
Without looking at the film, like you said, Dan, I think our ball security, I think, we had to do a better job taking care of the basketball. I mean, looking just at the sheet, they have 21 fast break points, 18 turnovers for us. I mean, that was similar to the first New York game where we had 19 turnovers. So I think just being able to get those possessions and take care of the basketball was the one thing that stands out the most to me right now.
Especially their ability to get to the paint, just how important is that security and having the set defense against a team like that?
Well, I think we did a decent job in the half court. I just, spotting them 21 points off of live ball turnovers, you end up in a tough situation. So again, I'll have to go back and look at the film and see exactly what that was like, whether that was execution, whether that was some of their pressure taking its toll on us. But being able to go back and look at it, I think we'll be able to tell more.
With Franz, we've talked so much about his IQ and basketball, just how more and more comfortable is he looking and able to accentuate the things he does so well.
He's growing and learning and understanding the game. I told you, has such a high basketball IQ. So he's figuring a lot of things out. So putting him into different situations and different scenarios that can help him read the game, and his teammates enjoy playing with him because he makes the right play.
George, questions on Zoom?
Okay, we'll take questions on Zoom, everybody. Matt Rochelle, Orlando Sentinel.
Jamahl, was any of the impact of tonight's game felt because of the back-to-back situation? Would you think some of the guys were tired coming off that?
Matt, I don't want to make excuses. I mean, that's the thing. We all laced them up, ready to get out there and play. I think we started off a little bit slow, but, then we got our momentum. We held our heads. There was an 8-point game, I think, at one point, and we kept fighting. So, I mean, hats off to Miami, who played a strong, tough, physical game. We just have to go back and look at the film and see where we could have made some adjustments and some improvements.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Jamahl, excluding the live ball turnovers, which I understand are very tough to defend, how was your transition defense, for example, on your team's own misses tonight?
Well, Miami does a great job of once that ball hits the rim, they're out and they throw the ball long over the top. I think there was a couple of leak outs. And I'm going to have to go back and look at the film on when that shot was up, what our first 3 steps were getting back. And this, again, I'm gonna have to look at the film and be able to test that one and see.
Luke Hetrick, Spectrum Sports.
Jamahl, through these first couple games, you've had Jalen being guarded by a lot of tough physical defenders. Tonight, he had Jimmy and Kyle Lowry at times. What kind of growth does that give him early on in the season when he is tested by guys like that?
I mean, look, you hit it right on the head. That's going to be something that he's going to face, on a nightly basis. And these are great opportunities for him to keep growing and getting better and seeing the game and understanding the game, knowing that he's going to have some of the better defenders on him. So as we move forward and we get into more games, he's going to see these type of defenders and he'll be able to figure things out. And then we just got to keep putting him in positions to be successful.
Josh Cohen, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Coach, kind of similar. The fact that you've played the Spurs, Knicks, and Heat, 3 of the better defensive teams in the league, how much of a benefit do you think it'll be down the road to have played such good defensive teams early in the season?
Josh, that's great that you say that, because I think these are great tests for these young men to grow and develop and get better at seeing very stingy defenses, very veteran type, 2 veteran teams and a younger team in San Antonio. But these guys are getting a great amount of experience right now, being able to see these tough matchups.
Back to Josh Robbins.
How did Gary Harris look?
I thought Gary looked good. I think, he's working his way back, and, part of it is a little conditioning, but I think he looked good out there, just getting himself acclimated to being back on the floor and getting into a game.
I understand you're just coming off a back-to-back. You got a full day off before the next one, but is your preliminary intention to return him into the starting 5, or do you view him as a potential anchor person for the second unit?
Well, Josh, I'm going to definitely have to just look at that and see what it looks like. We talk about, what the second unit looks like as compared to the first. So we'll look at some numbers, see how the timing is with rotations. And I'm not going to, make a definite answer on that right now.
Any final questions for Coach Mosley? Okay, thanks, Coach.
The turnovers tonight, just how crucial is ball security against a team like that can really make a change.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious in the first half, right? I think we're down like 13. And we talked about it at half. It was like we gave them basically 24 points. It was 14 in transition, 10 at the line. And just giving a team like that points, you're going to have a hard night. It's going to be really hard to win. And at the end, I think that's one of the things that we got to get better at throughout these first 4 games. I think you can see that.
How are you feeling from a comfort level out there? You are more comfortable in the same sort of same token. How is the chemistry you're building with your teammates and getting to know each other as you move away from the ball?
No, I think this is the first couple games of the season. And I think already everybody kind of knows their own tendencies, what the guy next to them wants to do, and I'm feeling more comfortable. I get to know my teammates a lot better. I think they get a better feel for what I can do out there, and just keep building on that and just try to get better every day.
Regular season back in the NBA. I know the team didn't arrive until about 3 a.m. last night. Just how tough of a turnaround is that?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. I was talking to Jalen before the game. We're like, man, it's definitely different from what we're used to. But I think it's a more of a mindset coming into the game. I think we started off all right, but you're gonna be tired throughout the game. I think that's normal. But just giving it your all and not letting that affect. Not coming in, I'm tired, I'm super sluggish. Like, you're gonna play terrible that way. I don't think we did that. I think we showed effort and physicality. But like we talked about, I think transition was the biggest thing.
Okay, George, couple questions.
Matt Marshall, Orlando Sentinel.
Ron, you talked a little bit about that back-to-back situation. What can you guys take from that in the future that's going to help you guys when you're in that same situation?
I wouldn't say we lost today. I wouldn't say we lost because it was a back-to-back necessarily. I would say obviously that's part of it, but I think just locking in and transition defense, like I said, it was a problem in the games before as well. And they took the ball out really, really fast, even after made shots. And we didn't really run back, and they did a really good job of leaking out sometimes and getting some easy ones. And then we fouled them too much, I think. And that's what they do. They draw almost the most fouls in the league. So coming in, we knew those 2 points were going to be key for us.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Franz, in what ways, aside from knowing your teammates' tendencies a little bit more, do you feel more comfortable?
Wait, can you repeat that?
I'll try. In what ways, aside from knowing your teammates' tendencies better, do you feel more comfortable on the court?
Just getting to know the NBA game in general a little bit more, knowing where my shots are going to come from each night, what kind of defensive schemes each team runs, and also getting better just as an individual player. I think I can improve in a lot of areas, and especially with the ball, I think, on offense. But just getting better. I think in college you have all these other things in your mind, and now it's just basketball every day. So I think that development is a lot faster in the NBA.
Anything else for Franz? Oh, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
No, I apologize, George. I should have raised my hand. Last night you spent some time on Randall at times, I believe. And I'm just curious if you were asked about the fatigue of a back-to-back, but I'm curious about the soreness, the physical soreness you may have felt or heading into this game and now.
That's part of it. These guys are elite athletes, super physical. Randall, obviously, really physical. Jimmy Butler as well. But throughout the game, what's going to happen? I think every game is kind of similar. Like, I'm always going to be undersized technically right now, so I'm working on that. But it's just the nature of playing 40 minutes the last game now, and coming in a new game just after a little bit of sleep. So I think that's part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Franz. You're all set.
I think it was just lack of awareness. We're going to hit shots. We can't, get hot, too high or too low on that. Getting back in transition is the name of the game. And, we didn't do that tonight, and it showed, on the score.
You're a young player yourself, playing alongside Franz. A lot of people talk about his IQ, his awareness, do things that don't even show up in the box score. But how much more comfortable are you seeing him get, even if it's just this short into the season?
I think it's great. I think Franz is coming along very quickly, especially being a rookie. I think he just has all the intangibles to be a great player. He's a hard worker, a listener. And I think that shows in his game. Like you said, a lot of things don't show up on the box score, that he does, but, that's why he's out on the floor. When he is, because he makes the right play and he's in the right spots.
Okay, George, go ahead.
Questions for RJ Hampton, guys? Josh Cohen, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, RJ. So you guys have played San Antonio, New York, and Miami, 3 really good defensive teams. How much of a benefit do you think it'll be down the road to have played such good defensive teams early in the season?
I think it'll be great. We're a very young team, and going up against very experienced teams like New York, like Miami, like San Antonio. I think that's just fuel to the fire to get better throughout the season. I think Coach Mose has expressed that to us. Never get too high or too low, and just on to the next game and keep learning.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
RJ, now in year 2, to what extent are you feeling more comfortable, and seeing the game at an even more advanced level?
I think it's just about playing hard. I think, as I continue to grow as a player and with my skill set and different things on the court, but playing hard, I think good things will happen for me and myself and my teammates. So, it's just growing and learning. Second year, it's just, like I said, growing and learning.
Matt Murschel, Orlando Sentinel.
RJ, what do you guys make of the bench? I know you guys are only 4 games into the season, but what do you think of your performance and how you guys have been able to integrate yourselves in there and help out with the offense?
As coming off the bench, you got to bring that spark. You have to be a guy that's a talkative and a leader on the bench. And then once you get in the game, once your number's called, you got to be ready to go. So whatever that takes for the guys that are coming off the bench, that's what we have to do, and we have to bring that every night. And I think the results will show.
Any other questions for RJ Hampton? Josh Robbins.
You've had some, there's been some cases here these last couple games where you had some highlight reel quality passes. How much better have you gotten in terms of executing whatever vision that you have on the floor, or at least making the most out of the court vision that you have had?
I think it's just credit to my teammates. When my teammates move without the ball and they're in the right spots, I'll find them. I think, the question before, Franz is a great cutter. Mo and Wendell are sealing down low, and then, guards, spraying across the 3-point line. I think it's just easy for me and, my teammates to, make those passes, make those very good IQ plays. So, hats off to my teammates. And I think just keep getting better at that aspect.
Matt Murschel.
RJ, three of these games have been on the road. What can you guys gain from this kind of experience as you guys move forward?
1-1 on a road trip back to back from New York to Miami. I think that's great for us. I think going into Wednesday's game, we have to lock in and focus. Take these lessons that we learned against 2 great teams and apply those to our next game and further games down the line.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you.